Google and Yelp reviews are the most effective way for in-person service businesses to get more clients, but many small business owners are unable to get Google reviews because they simply forget to ask for it. In this video, we're going to talk about automating the process of Google reviews in Yelp and talking a bit about why it's so important and stuff like that. So with that being said, what's up? My name is Kajana. Lots of people call me Cage. I run a revenue operations automation agency, which is basically just a fancy way of saying, how can we automate the things that make you more money? Because everyone wants more money. And if you don't want more money, I don't know why you're watching this video or anything on YouTube, because you must be like a bajillionaire or like, some, I don't know, Buddhist monk in a temple of silence where you don't have to worry about these things. I'm totally making it up. But if you're here, you want to make more money, and I want to help you make more money. So let's talk about a very, very, very common problem that I see, that is people don't collect Google and or Yelp reviews. But first, let me tell you a story. So I was talking to my friend. My friend owns a construction company. I think they do about 500,000 a year. And we're talking and talking. He's like, "Yeah, man, I feel like we've been slow, and I just haven't been getting any new clients." I'm like, "Okay, cool. So we're friends. We're chatting it up over some beers." Oh, I'm not sure. He drank beer. I drink whiskey because I'm like an exclusive whiskey drinker when I hang out. And I'm like, "Okay, so how do you get clients?" He's like, "Oh yeah. So most of my clients come from Google. They find me on Google and then they give me a call." I'm like, "Okay, cool. That makes sense to me. So let's go check out your Google." So I went and put up his business name, and on his Google My Business, he had 14 5-star reviews. I'm like, "Okay, well, at least they're 5-star reviews, but 14 isn't a lot." So I'm like, "Okay, so when they find you, like, what is it?" Like, "Oh, they're specifically looking for a flooring service. They want me to come in and rip out their floors and put new floors." And I'm like, "Okay, cool." So I pulled it up and then I typed into flooring services, and the top 3 competitors all had more than 1,000 Google reviews. So I'm looking at this and I'm looking at him and I'm like, "Bro, a huge reason you're probably not getting as much clients is you just don't have as much reviews as other people do." And he's like, "Oh, but my work is better. I talk to the client and all this." I'm like, and I get all of that, but that's not what makes you rank higher. See, the way it works is the top 3 businesses on Google, when you search for them, get 70% of all clients. And in some industries, they get as much as 90% of all Google searches go to the first 3 ranked businesses when someone goes onto Google. Now, this is really important if you're a small business owner, because you should be focused on getting more Google and Yelp reviews. But the thing is, you're busy running the business. You are servicing the client, you're taking the calls, you're talking to the team and all these things. When do you have time to ask for a Google review? Well, what if you don't ask for a Google review and instead you have an automation that does it for you? Wouldn't that be crazy? That would be absolutely knucking futz. So here's how it goes. The way that we recommend doing this one is we like to build the automation based upon the point of payment. So again, this is gonna be for a service-based business. So you're like an esthetician, HVAC construction, like the example that I gave, something like that. Something where people pay and you're able to collect some form of information. You can collect their phone number, you can collect their email. Maybe they have to schedule with you, so you have all this data already available. So what we do is at the point of payment made, we set up an automation that will wait for 30 minutes to 1 hour. And that just depends on what it is, right? If you're it just depends on where you are and like what your business model is. And there's some things that go into it, but that part doesn't really matter too much. So once the payment is made, what will happen is a text and email will be sent to the client. And it'll say, "Hey, John, thank you so much for coming through. Would really appreciate if you could leave us a Google review." Then what will happen is either John will leave a review. Let me move this all down. Or he won't leave a review. So then what will happen is it will then wait about a day, and it'll send another message saying, "Hey, John, would love again to get a review from you." And then either will leave a review or will not leave a review. And we get to the final one that is, "Hey, John, would love for you to leave a review," And either they will, oh, yeah, that's right. I had to put no review. Man, these things get a bit clunky for me. And they'll either leave a review or they will not leave a review. Now, this is important. If they end up leaving a review, Google review, then they will never be asked to leave a Google review again. Now, this is important. And if they don't leave a review, the next time that they come in again, and they'll make a payment, and then they'll begin the entire process, and it'll just keep happening forever and ever until they leave a Google review. Now, this is very important, because you constantly want to be asking until you get the review, can you send me a review? That's just a smart thing to do. Now, once they leave the Google review, what we do, because we are marketers and we are very crafty like that, is we're going to wait. So after leave a review, I'm going to go to this tool. We then wait for 1 or 2 months, again, depending on the industry. Then what we'll do is we'll ask them to leave a review on Yelp. See, what we want to do is we want to get as many reviews as possible in as many locations as possible. But what lots of people often do is they say, hey, give me a Google review. Can you copy and paste that Google review onto Yelp or something like that? So they get 2 reviews at once. However, what you really want to do is you want to get the first review as soon as possible, but you want to get the second review sometime later, because the likelihood that that review will be better and be more in depth and share more of communications and why you're so awesome and all these things goes up significantly. So now you have 2 unique reviews. This is important. Quick sidebar on that. As Google and AI gets better and better and better, they're now upgrading their AI cleaning system, if you will, to look for bots by looking like, are there the same reviews in multiple locations? Are they the exact same? Because if they're the exact same, must be not real, so we're going to delete one or possibly both of them. I've seen instances of that as well. So what we do is we just make sure the review is unique every single time. So that's how you go and run that. And then just like the Google review, it'll do one message. If there's no review left, it'll send another message. No review left, it'll send another message, and so on and so forth. Now, here's where we can really make this become an even better sales tool and make it extremely useful. So after someone leaves a review, what happens is we set it up so someone leaves a review, then the business owner is notified, has left a review. John, I'll put John here. John has left a review. And now the business owner knows John has left a review. The next time that John comes up, whether it's scheduling an appointment or some other variation of that, at that time of scheduling or at that time of interaction happening, this notification goes to John. It goes to the business owner again, saying, "Remember, John has a review." And that's when we hit them with something that we call the thank you offer. The thank you offer, and this is a bit more on the salesmanship and the revenue generation side, but let me just put you in some game real fast. The thank you offer is an offer you give to someone as you guessed it, thank you. You're saying thank you for having left a review. So imagine this. John walks in the door and I'm about to do John's pedicure because John's here for a pedicure. And then we see it come up, the notification on my phone saying John left a review. Like, oh man, John, saw your review in Google. Appreciate it so much. Thank you. You're helping us stay in business, helping us get new clients. You know what? Let me throw in this thing. Or tell you what, I have this new service. Let me throw in this service. Or tell you what, let me knock 20% off this purchase. Or tell you what, how about some other thing? Who cares? But the point is, you slap them with an offer that's a thank you for having helped you. Now, it achieves 2 things. One is they feel good because now they're like, oh man, this person recognized that I did something and went out of my way to leave this review. And it makes me feel good because I'm an awesome human being and I love feeling like an awesome human being. But the second is if you do it properly, you are able to either build more goodwill and trust because you give them something for free or you give them a discount or you throw in something in addition or something like that, right? On the other hand, it also gives you the opportunity to sell something new and upsell them into something else. Or it gives you the opportunity to test out new products because like, hey, back to the pedicure example, look, we actually created this new product or we brought in this new product, this new, seaweed alloy gel that we're supposed to rejuvenate your skin faster. We want to test it out. Let's test on you right now, right? It becomes a very easy way to, again, build goodwill and or make additional money. So that's why one of my favorite automations for small business owners that are in the service area, this doesn't work so well inside of like restaurant businesses or retail businesses. It does work to a degree, don't get me wrong, but it takes a bit more finagling. But this is a no-brainer in the service industry. So the automated Google review and automated Yelp review is one of the easiest ways to go and get more clients, more reviews, which in turn lead to more clients, which in turn leads to more money, which in turn leads to more opportunity, which in turn leads to you making more money, which in turn allows you to make all this money and become this filthy rich person who's living their best life, helping the community, making all this money, changing these lives, and doing whatever you want to do with it. Yeah, that's about it. So with that, if you are in a service business and you want more Google reviews because you know that Google and or Yelp reviews drive more business into your business, then we'd love to chat with you. We have a call link down below. Go ahead and book a call there. At the same time, if you're someone who likes to DIY your own things and we can just show you the map and you'll build it, we have a video coming in the very near future that will be walking through how to set up a automated Google and Yelp review so that when someone comes into your business and makes a payment, that you are then able to automatically collect that information. Yeah, and that's it. So with that, thank you so much for your time. Appreciate you. Hope you have a good rest of your day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.